Welcome back to this new inspirational video. Today we're gonna go on with chapter 3 from the essay How to Get What You Want. Now before we start this chapter, I wanted to share with you the following. If you're going to do what will be suggested in this chapter for one whole year, you can't even believe how far you would have advanced towards the realization of your dream. It's that powerful. So you better pay attention, I hope you will. Because I love this chapter in particular, because I've been applying this on my YouTube channel and other goals, and it always works. So here we go. Wallace said, having filled your mentality, conscious and subconscious, with the faith that you can get what you want, the next question is one of the methods. You know that you can do it if you proceed in the right way. But which is the right way? This much is certain. To get more, you must make constructive use of what you have. You cannot use what you have not. Therefore, your problem is how to make the most constructive use of what you already have. Do not waste any time considering how you would use certain things if you had them. Consider simply how to use what you have. Now, have you been doing this? It's a good question to ask yourself. Look around you. What abilities do you have? What possibilities are secretly available to you that you've not been using? For me, that's what I'm always aiming at doing, to make the most use of what I currently have in my physical world. And in this case, I'm doing just that, to express myself, these ideas with the world. I could have taken a step back and thought, well, there's not an audience yet. If I had a huge audience, well then I would speak about the mind. No, that's not how this works. I'm going to build that audience from my present circumstances by making use of what I have. It can work the same for you and your goals. You just have to analyze and be honest for yourself. Am I making the most use of what I have, or am I working on it way below than what I could be doing? Wallace went on to say that it is also certain that you will progress more rapidly if you make the most perfect use of what you have. In fact, the degree of rapidity with which you attain what you want will depend upon the perfection with which you use what you have. Many people are at a standstill or find things coming their way very slowly because they are making only partial use of present means, power, and opportunities. I always find this paragraph very fascinating because to me it always inspires me to keep on thinking of better ways on how I could go about my business, of better opportunities that I might not be aware of, that I want to become aware of so I can make it easier to succeed. Again, have you been doing this for yourself? Most people aren't, but you can start doing it for yourself. Start thinking and opening up your mind to, am I really making the best use of what I have? Or are there better ways of going about achieving my own dream? You may see this point more plainly by considering an analogy in nature. In the process of evolution, the squirrels developed their leaping power to its fullest extent. Then a continuous effort to advance brought forth the flying squirrel, which has a membrane uniting the legs in such a way as to form a parachute and enable the animal to sail some distance beyond an ordinary leap. A little extension of the parachute jump of the flying squirrel produced the bat, which has membranous wings and can fly, and continuous flight produced the bird with feathered wings. The transition from one plane to another was accomplished simply by perfecting and extending functions. If the squirrels had not kept leaping further and further, there would have been no flying squirrel and no power of flight. Making constructive use of the leaping power produced flight. If you are only jumping half as far as you can, you will never fly. In nature, we see that life advances from one plane to another by perfecting function on the lower plane. Whenever an organism contains more life than it can express by functioning perfectly on its own plane, it begins to perform the functions of the next higher or larger plane. The first squirrel which began to develop the parachute membrane must have been a very perfect leaper. This is the fundamental principle of evolution and of all attainment. In accordance with this principle then, you can advance only by more than filling your present place. You must do perfectly all that you can do now. And it is the law that by doing perfectly all that you can do now, you will become able to do later things which you cannot do now. The doing to perfection of one thing invariably provides us with the equipment for doing the next larger thing, because it is a principle inherent in nature that life continuously advances, Every person who does one thing perfectly is instantly presented with an opportunity to begin doing the next larger thing. This is the universal law of all life, and it is unfailing. First, do perfectly all that you can do now. Keep on doing it perfectly until the doing of it becomes so easy that you have surplus power left after doing it. Then by this surplus power you will get a hold on the work of a higher plane and begin to extend your correspondence with environment. You see, all that he's talking about is the fact that no matter what your dream is, you can start acting on little parts of it already. Maybe you don't have the finances to execute the whole dream all on its own, but you can do certain elements. You can work in some way on that dream. This is what you want to understand. Don't downplay this, don't block your mind from this. Keep an open mind and keep considering for yourself, what could I actually do and should I be doing in order to express my dream, and then do that to the best of your ability already, so you become better and better at it, and larger things will become possible for you. Get into a business which will use your strongest faculties, even if you must commence at the bottom. Then develop those faculties to the utmost. Well, that's exactly how it happened for me with this channel, for example. I mean, we all have to start at the bottom as a YouTuber, but I am using it and I'm making the best use of it that I can currently think of on how to go about it. And that can again work for you and your dreams. Cultivate power consciousness so that you can apply your faculties successfully and apply them in doing perfectly everything you can do now, where you are now. Do not wait for a change of environment, it may never come. Your only way of reaching a better environment is by making constructive use of your present environment. Only the most complete use of your present environment will place you in a more desirable one. If you wish to extend your present business, remember that you can only do it by doing in the most perfect manner the business you already have. When you put life enough into your business to more than fill it, the surplus will get you more business. Do not reach out after more until you have life to spare after doing perfectly all that you have to do now. It is of no advantage to have more work or more business than you have life to do perfectly. If that is the case, increase your vital power first. And remember, it is the perfection with which you do what you have to do now that extends your field and brings you in touch with a larger environment. I love these lines so much because, as I said, I've been applying this to this YouTube channel specifically. When I started out, it was with a handful of people, right? About 5 or 6 of them, as far as I can remember. But then I realized, okay, if I want more people to show up, I have to do exactly what Wallace said here. It is the perfection with what you have to do now that extends your field and brings you in touch with a larger environment. I changed these words around a little bit mentally, but I knew it is the perfection with which I do what I have to do now that will extend my reach and bring me in touch with a larger audience. You see what I did? I just changed the words around so that it makes more sense to me and my personal goals, and that's how you want to look at this material for yourself. Always change the words around if you have to and aim them straight at your own dreams. That's how you get the most out of these texts. He went on to say that we have to bear in mind that the motive force which gets you what you want is life, and that what you want in the last analysis is only an opportunity to live more, and that therefore you can get what you want only through the operation of that universal law by which all life advances continuously into fuller expression. That law is that whenever an organism has more life than can find expression by functioning perfectly on a given plane, its surplus life lifts it to the next higher plane. When you put enough of yourself into your present work to do it perfectly, your power will extend your work into a larger field. It is also essential that you should have in mind what you want, so that your power may be turned in the right direction. Form a clear conception of what you seek to accomplish, but do not let what you seek to accomplish interfere with doing perfectly what you have to do now. Your concept of what you want is a guide to your energies and an inspiration to cause you to apply them to the utmost to your present work. Live for the future now. Suppose that your desire is to have a department stand, and you have only capital enough to start a peanut stand. Do not start a department store today on a peanut stand capital, but start a peanut stand in the full faith and confidence that you will be able to develop it into a department store. Look upon the small stand merely as the beginning of the department store and make it grow. You can. Make it grow. You can. Those were the words that I keep repeating to myself. When I started this inspirational channel, you start out with a handful of people in this case, and I would just keep saying in my mind, make it grow, Ranil. You can. That's what you want to start saying to yourself. Once you start living for yourself, once you start executing your own business in life, if it starts small, it's okay. Just keep saying inside of your soul, make it grow. Because you can. Get more business by using constructively the business you have now. Get more friends by using constructively the friends you already have. Get a better position by using constructively the one you now have. Get more domestic happiness by the constructive use of the love that already exists in your home. Now that's the end of chapter 3. You see, this whole chapter basically is a wonderful and powerful and straightforward reminder that if we're going to live our dreams, we're going to have to act on our present environment. We're going to have to make use of whatever we have available to us in order to grow towards the realization of those great big dreams that exist within us. I've been doing this for many years now, and again I'm applying it currently on this channel, and time will tell wherever it will grow. But I know if I keep working on it, it will grow. As it said, make it grow. You can, if you know how to act in the right way. And this essay is telling you exactly how you should be acting in order to expand and grow in the direction of what you want. No matter what your dream is, you can do the same things. As I said, maybe some of the wordings don't make a lot of sense to you. For example, the end, he talks about a department store and a peanut stand. Well, that doesn't make any sense to me either. It's not what I would want. I'd mentally change the words around. For example, I could go over this paragraph again just for fun and change the words around. Suppose that your desire is to have a YouTube channel and you have only capital enough to start a small channel. Do not try to start a massive channel today on a capital that can only help you create a small channel. But start a small channel in the full confidence that you will be able to develop it into a massive channel. Look upon the small YouTube channel as the beginning of the massive channel that you want and make it grow. You can. Do you see what I did there? I mean, if you have a dream of being a YouTuber, do exactly what I just said. This works. Trust me, it works. It worked in the past and it worked now. And it actually is already working. But the point here is that I changed the words around to make them fit with my current goals and ambitions. And you can do the same again with your own dream, whatever it is. I don't know what your dreams are, you do. But you just change the words around mentally and just play around like that for yourself. And you're going to discover, wait a minute, I can actually make this happen. This is all so true, I'm gonna go for it now. And then beautiful things will start to happen for you as well. Now, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to receive inspirational videos on a regular basis. And with that being said, dear viewer, never forget that we are the dreamers.